Okay, game 2 is on the way. Jopsky, just need you to deafen on Discord. Yep, he's done. Okay, Wars, as my co-host here on Belirious Bingo Brawlers, game 2 of Jenariz versus Jopsky. What's your thoughts on this board straight away when looking at it? It's an open board.
Yeah, this board gives a lot more possibilities. I'm currently going through it task by task. And now you actually changed melee as 70 mob to death, so that kind of just that favors the non-casters, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. It's just so I understood correctly. So that can be either a really good task or a really bad task, depending on who is competing.
I love squares like that, by the way, just to interrupt there, because obviously they've got tasks that are better for them, so not getting hit by a level 70 mod, for example, that is a task that is favoured in their time. Because, and then you've got tasks like this. So actually, I quite like that square because it obviously shifts the balance a little bit between games. So yeah, love that.
Yeah, for sure. For this, it's going to be a really hard one. So there are some lines that are interesting here. Let me go through my system so I can actually properly analyze this.
While you do that, I'm going to go through the board. Okay, just for anyone listening and not exactly watching. So at top left, we got buy a common staff from a vendor not in a capital city. We got walkthrough ×2 Nightmare and Emerald Dream Dragon portals. That was in the last game, actually. Become feared. So you can either duel someone to get that done, or you can, in fact, get a mob to do it. Get a stranger's train. Always love the social task. Cry at a beaten corpse and kill Baron Longshaw. That's a new one on the board. I'll come back to you on that in a second. Ask but hold where Mediev is. Again, a new one. I'll come back to you on that one in a second, War, so get ready for them too. Pat Stanley and purchase an item from Hillsbrad and Taylor Blacksmith. I don't actually think you've seen that one either. Kill Trackler, Killer Vibe of Grillock. That one we've seen. Stand in front of a painting and woe, not in a city. We did see Jen take that one quite quickly last game, so be interested to see what happens. Kill Sergeant Chorling and Shutterstock Arcade. Melee and mob to death. Again, I did change that one. Kill an earth and air elemental in classic WoW. That is a center square. Then we've got purchase special chicken feed and buy a copy of Kevin Brown. That's a fan favorite. Kill stealthed animal. That is a new one that I've added since, and we've not actually seen that one yet. So, salute King Bangladesh. Kill a boss in Dead Mines. Take different boats ×2. Shoot a firework. Kill a boss in Nomanan. Killer Shredder and Grenzo French Whistle. Can't wait to see that one go ahead. Obviously, 5 seconds left, so I'm going to rush through this. Kill Incendisaur, Bagtheera, Loot Raisman, Wand, War Shield, and Backstabber, and receive a buff, hug, and kiss from random players. So, seeing where they're going right now, obviously, we'll come back to the board in just a moment, Warriors, but seeing where they're going right now, it looks like they're both actually going to similar places. No, it looks like Jopsky's actually heading out of the city. And Jenariz...
kick them from the group so they don't see where each other are.
Apologies, yes, that will do. What do we think about where they're going right now? Are they going to the same place? No, they're not.
No, so I think they have the same plan, but Jenariz is adding the caveat of Kevin Brownlee, who is actually trolling him with his pathing. So Jenariz is taking more time in Shatrat, which means that Jopsky is actually going to be ahead in tempo in this game.
I love that.
Now, here's an interesting question. These warp stalkers are something that we actually considered for stealthed animals, but they are in fact invisible animals. So stealth and invisibility, are they the same category in this bingo board? That is a question for you to decide, Kieran.
That is a very good question. Feels like a question I need to answer quite quickly. So I would say no.
I would say so as well.
I would say a stealthed animal is a stealthed animal, as in like stealth, not invisible. Let me just make that clear. Stealth equals stealth. Invisible is not stealthed. So I'm going to put that in guild chat, just to make sure that they both understand the picture there. Because when I was thinking about this, I did think about these creatures, and I thought I would not allow this. However, when you see someone going for it, you feel kind of bad about it. You feel kind of bad to not allow it.
Jopsky is going for it. He hasn't read the guild chat here, so he's gonna mark that off, I believe, unless he sees the guild chat.
I hope he sees guild chat. I'm going to tell him not to mark this. That wasn't stealth? No. Invisible.
And here we see Jenariz killed Dracula, and he has actually really good avenues from here. He's got Surgeon Shawnee, and from there he already got the chicken feed, so after that he can maybe do the same painting in Terrorcar Forest. I'm half expecting him to go for the painting next while he's going to Sergeant Shawnee, and then from there he might go for the Eye of Grillock, he might go for back to Shatrat. I'm interested to see what his route is going to be post
Elin, can you put up the stream with the 2 split screen?
I mean, you can.
Yeah, you can view both of them at the same time, and just click the eye image.
The reason why I can't, because I like to watch it on OBS just in case anything lags. So I'll actually watch my games as if like I'm literally watching them on YouTube, just in case anything lags behind or gets wrong. And that sort of gives me an indication. But I mean, yeah, I've got it up now, but it's very, very difficult for me to keep that up all the time. So I would probably advise you to open them up and pop them out and then look at both. So I feel really bad for that, Warriors. And I knew that was going to be an issue when I made that square. I thought to myself, is anyone going to go for the Warp Stalkers? And would I count that? And in my head, I said, at the time, I went, no, I wouldn't count that. Now, the reason why I feel bad for it is because Jopsky is losing the game, the round, right? If Jopsky was winning, if it was Jenariz that was doing that square, I wouldn't feel as bad. But because the fact that Jopsky went for it and he's currently behind, it makes me feel bad. But I do feel like consistency is key across all of these games.
Exactly.
And if I allow one thing for one player, then I have to allow it for everyone, and that just ruins the game. So as much as I feel bad for it, I do want to make sure that everything's fair and consistent. And for that reason, obviously, we're not going to allow that. In my opinion, stealth equals, like, for the ones that I'm thinking of, especially, is in Blade's Edge. The stealth spiders, you've got the wolves. There's some stealth wolves around. In Hinterlands, you know, these sort of things are the creatures that I'm thinking of when I'm making this character. I mean, there's even some stealthed humans, but I specifically put animals because there isn't many of them. I mean, there is, but they're quite scattered around the world, right?
Yeah.
So 3-0 to Jenariz. Yeah.
He's off to a flying start. He's off to a flying start, and now I'm interested to see what is his angle here. Is he going to go for some blasted man shenanigans and try to play the southern eastern kingdoms? Or what is his angle here? My best guess is just like work eastern kingdoms south to north. Honestly, I think most of the more viable options in Outlands are done. He's way too far from the Kurenai to entertain that idea, I think, just judging by his pathing here.
Where's he going here?
Is he gonna try to get the social event done? He's just gonna make, he's beelining for the Dark Portal, I would say. No, the Eye of Kirrock first, and then the Dark Portal.
Yes, he's going for the Eye. That is such a key bit of information there. Melee 70 mob to death. None of them fancied doing that one as of yet. What? I'm just trying to figure out what Jopsky. He's going for the
Kurenai reputation.
Yes, he's going for the Kurenai reputation. After this, do you dip? I think you dip. You dip out of Outlands at this point. After this.
Yeah, pretty much. So looking at this board, I would just immediately go back to Shatrat and take one of the portals.
Can you buy a staff from the flight path in this city over here? I think you can.
I haven't checked myself, but it's possible.
I mean, there's so many things that you could do here. You could get feared.
Yeah.
This board is going to slow down very quickly.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then when it slows down, it's who has the best pathing.
Yeah, very much so. We'll see. I think Jopsky is slowing down, so he's entertaining the idea of the staff here, I would assume.
Go to your right. Go to your right. The repair vendor to your right. No. Okay. I feel like that might have had a staff, but again, I don't know 100%. I haven't really, I'm not a genius at this. Oh, he's going. I think he's checking. Here we go. We're going to find out. Nope. No, we're not.
Beautiful.
No, we are going to find out.
There might be a war staff, a green war staff.
Dude.
A green icon.
No, there isn't.
Unfortunate. Maybe some other vendor? That was a blacksmith supply, not really a weapon supply.
This square is so interesting because it makes players look at things that they would never look at normally. Who looks at a staff vendor in a random town across Outland? No one, right?
Oh, Jenariz just found a dead Eye of Gilrock here. Or
Yep.
Grillock, rather. There we go. That's
There
a
it
live
is.
one, so he's gonna get that knocked off. Jopsky's gonna give up on the staff and the fear. What would you use as the fastest method of fearing if you're Jopsky here?
So you've got some creatures in Shadow Moon that do it quite quickly for you. I feel like maybe that, or the other option is actually get someone to duel you and become feared through the duel. I feel like these two methods are probably the fastest. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you lose so much tempo with this board if you go to Shadow Moon as Jopsky, so his best bet is to try and get tempo back through some of these social things while he's
Definitely
getting
now.
buff, hug, and kiss. He might want to get feared as well, and stranger to train as well. So that might be his avenue back into this game.
If I was Jen, I would have pathed this a little bit differently. I would have probably, instead of going for the eye, is when you're in Terracar, literally pop into Shadow Moon and get the fear, and then head over to the eye. I feel like that would have probably been a slightly better pathing. But again, when you're in the game, it's very difficult to come up with this pathing. I do think that you're right in what you're saying. Get these social tasks done, but they do have to be done by different people. So yeah, it's not as easy as get one person to do all of them for you, because you can't just do that.
Yeah, and that kind of requires you to almost be in a capital city, and in these capital cities, it's hard to get these people separated from the masses to do your biddings. It's easier to do in a leveling zone when everyone's just kind of doing their thing over there. But yeah, making contact in a capital city tends to be a bit harder than it is in Elven Forest.
The advantage of Jopsky right now is he has the option to go anywhere. Right now, you can see Jane coming back to Shatrath to then go to anywhere, right? Whereas Jopsky's ahead in that regard. So that is the advantage that Jopsky has right now. He can practically choose where he's going to start, and then Jen could be literally following his tail at this point. Whether that happens or not, because Jen is very good at adapting, is a different story.
I'm interested to see if Jopsky is just gonna immediately go for these social tasks. There's also a shoot a firework that is right next to him in the mage quarter. We'll see if he has done his research. Seems like he hasn't, so he's gonna miss that one. But he still has the more obvious avenues of socializing with people open to him. Let's see if that Sage chat opens up. It's not, he's going straight to the flight path. What is... Okay, so this is going to be interesting. Is he trying to make...
He's going to go Bangladesh.
Haste? Yeah, is he trying to make haste to just do some of these tasks and buy some time for himself to think, perhaps?
Dustwood.
I think he actually moved his mouse to Placid Lands.
No, Dustwood.
Okay, so he's eyeing...
He's going
he's
for
eyeing after
Burholt.
Karasan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is...
I love this by the way.
You know... Yeah, he wants to block the bingo. I think that's... He's playing defense right now instead of playing pressure. I don't think Jenariz is actually least bit interested in going for said bingo line. As we can see, he's actually pathing towards Changarmash, which kinda implies to me that he's... Yeah, what is he trying to do with this macro? Target Amber when... Oh, okay, you're in for a treat. So we spoke about becoming feared. Now pay close attention to Jenariz, because your idea was to go to Shadow Moon to get fear,
Yes.
right?
Yes, 100%.
You're
He's going to
about to
go
learn.
to.
You're about to learn something.
Before you tell me, he's going to go to either Boglash or. Yeah. Do you get feared off Boglash? I know you get feared of a monster around here. Oh, that is so smart. I did learn something. Thank you so much, Warriors. Oh my god. Wait, the witch doctors fear you? I thought it was the main guy. Is he going to kill this?
No, they don't directly fear you. He's going to push him below 50% to coax him up into dropping down a terror totem. And now this terror totem itself is the one totem that actually fears you for 1 or 2 seconds. But getting
brilliant.
the totems to drop down is actually a whole different thing. Sometimes never mind. I thought I saw nameplate. But yes, sometimes they take 5 seconds. Sometimes they take 500 seconds. It's very inconsistent with drops, but he feels comfortable enough because there's a lot of witch doctors. So he has 2 witch doctors doing their thing. He's really coaxing it out here. He doesn't want to see the shrinks, he wants to see the terror totems. There's one more downstairs,
There you go,
so
got
he's
train.
going to go for that as well.
Sorry to interrupt you. Jopsy just got a train there. He got someone to train. I did see that. I caught that. So get a stranger to train. He has done that. Dude, he did it. I'm going to message him, let him know. Yeah, amazing stuff there for Jopsky, catching up currently 4-2. Let's see how this plays out for Jen, because currently he's not having any luck with these watch doctors.
Yeah, so when we were testing this, there was actually a funny thing where I got it immediately and he didn't get it at all. But yeah, there has to be some kind of a weird thing going on with his character. Maybe it's the absorbs or something. Something weird's going on here, but he's not boxing up his
do you think
totems.
it could be the fact that? Do you know what? This is so interesting because he's got the shield, and do you reckon it's the amount of like damage they do to you or something? Like then they have like a trigger built into their code where they then fear.
No, but they have done the damage already because they kind of insta pop their terror totems against me. Maybe it's class specific.
Maybe it's just because they hate warriors.
Yeah, who knows?
Maybe,
but they
do
are
you know
not.
what? Could it be because in their coding it's because you're melee class and he's a ranged?
Yeah, that's a possibility. Because this is like I can't really fathom this being an actual RNG issue here.
What do we make of the fact that? What do we think of the fact that Jopsky here is catching up and Jen isn't really making any progress at the moment? What do you think is going through Jen's mind?
He's still dead. That's a tilter right there. But yeah, it's Oh, Jopsky's gonna go for the melee option again. But now he can use his staff. Yeah.
But it's not a
70 mob, so.
No, it's not a 70 mob. No, he does read the square. I'm gonna attempt to read the square.
I think he realized his shadow were deathing it now.
Okay. Yeah. Great banter in guild chat, by the way. Love the banter in G chat. Keep that up. Between these players, good sports, both of them. They're playing really well. I love that.
And now Jenariz is actually in Stormwind as well, and I know for a fact that he knows the fireworks, so you're gonna see him go for the firework immediately here. He's eyeing that up. Yeah. And after that, since he has the coffee, I imagine his routing is going to involve buying a common staff from a vendor not in a capital city, this probably being Goldshire, and then making his way to Westfall, and then from there to some Strangathon shenanigans. I mean, that's at least how I would path, so I imagine that's how he's approaching this as well.
Yeah, I think Jen, out of all the players, has had the most social tasks and has never completed one. So, no, Jopsky's like, hang on a minute, I need a group to enter this place. Everyone here is already in a group. What do I do? This is brilliant, and I love it because, again, this is another social task, right? You have to get a group. You can't ask guild.
Yep.
I can end. Hold on, he's whispering me here. Let me just see what he says. I can enter groups for raids. Yes, no guilds. And no friends. It's just inviting random. He's gonna join! Oh my god!
Let's go! Get inside! He's in!
Now he has to click the correct option. So he has to ask Bertold where Medivh is. There's 3 options normally when you click this guy. Again, all of this random pointless knowledge that I now know. He has to. Oh, there's 4 on this one. Okay. Where is Medivh?
He clicked the correct one. He's on the board again.
There we go. 5-3. Let's
and
go.
now
We
that
got a
gives
game.
Jenariz information.
Yeah. Also blocks the bingo.
Yeah, very much true.
Have you seen in this party chat?
Jenariz.
Question mark. Leave screen.
Oh yeah, the guy thought that he was.
Dude,
oh, make sure he doesn't get too hard. Make sure he doesn't get too hard.
No, this is allowed. Yeah.
Wait, we discussed ghetto hearts not being allowed.
So ghetto hearts aren't allowed unless it's part of an event. So when someone was in Dead Mines, so you can enter Dead Mines if it's part of your event, and then literally leave. Right? Because it's part of your event. You can't do it naturally, as in like you can't, if say you enter Stockades to ghetto heart, I've sort of allowed this to happen on purpose to see if anyone would do it and to see how it would change the dynamics of the game. I don't know whether I'd keep it or not, but let's see how this plays out.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting because last time we talked about dungeons, we said that ghetto hearts are not allowed, but you could allow logging out to do level 1 things and they get teleported out to graveyards.
So if it's part of an event...
Wait. You can invite someone before you go in Dead Mines and then leave after you've done the challenge?
So, no. But because that's part of a raid, you have to invite someone. That's allowed. So, for example, if the dungeon... So, dungeons are different. Dungeons are... If you've got create a level 2... Create a new character and get into level 2 / create a new character and travel to an inn. That is completely different. Because that is part of an event. So, literally what you could do in that situation is go into Dead Mines, go into Welling Kevin's, log out, do the other task because that's allowed, and then you would get a heart, right? In this situation, because it's a raid group, you literally have to have a party. The fact is that you could leave the party during the raid and then get a heart. That is allowed. So like there's certain, it's very like in the balance of rule making at the moment, and I don't know what to allow and what not to allow, but at this moment in time I am allowing this.
Okay.
Subject to change, and if it does change I'll let you know. What do we think on that though?
I mean, it's one of those things that has to be super clear because I think if I were to go to a garrison, I then would have just run out and not ghetto heart, thinking that it's not allowed because the rules state that ghetto hearts are not allowed. But obviously, if you make clear changes and people understand them, then it's no issue. As long as there's like transparency and understanding.
It's hard to word that though, isn't it? Because it took me about 30 seconds to explain it on voice, and I don't even know that it made 100% sense.
Maybe ghetto hearts not allowed unless it's unless
it's needed for an event.
Raid group task, or I don't know. So in the end, it's probably easier to just not allow it. But if you find a way to word it, then.
So what I was thinking is ghetto heart is basically not allowed unless the event forces it to happen, basically.
No, but that's also kind of weird wording because it doesn't force it to happen when you can run out.
Okay, I'll have to review this one, but so that's what I was thinking is like if it's part of an event and it happens because of an event, then I would allow it basically. It's just difficult to word that and make it clear So, like you said, maybe the easiest option is not to allow it.
Yeah, but this is something that can be figured out in post. As of now, I don't think it has any crazy effects or ripple effects. So, also, what is Jenariz doing? He's spamming chickens. What is he?
I don't know, but there is a air elemental here in this area, so maybe he's going for the air elemental. On top of that as well, there is the chicken feed which he has got and has marked off, so that should tell Jopsky where Jenariz actually is. They both missed the beaten corpse, by the way. No one has found the beaten corpse yet, so very interesting about that, to see if anyone will find that, because they're both very close to it. But again, it's a difficult one to just go, where is the beaten corpse? So yeah, I'm kind of interested. Is he going for dead mines? There's the air elemental.
So. He's gonna get the speaking of beaten corpse, isn't it in Barons? Well, you mentioned that they're close to it.
It's not in Barons.
Oh, I thought it was Mancrick's wife. Okay.
Yes, it is. It is in Barons.
So.
Yes, I was thinking of a different I was thinking of a different corpse. Yeah, no, you're right. I'm wrong. Yeah, it is. It is the. All right, Warren. All right. Okay, you're better than the host at the game. Okay. Yeah, we get it. Okay.
Sorry.
So yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It is Mankirk's wife, and then Baron Longshaw's just along the road there in Barons. So yeah, you're 100% correct. I'm 100% wrong. I was actually thinking of the druids in Terracar Forest, the fallen druids. For some reason, I don't know why. So
that's...
Again, I've made like 200 different events in a space of a month. They all blend together, dude.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Now we know that Jenariz is locked into these dead mines. But did you actually see where Jopsky is headed?
He's heading up north, by the looks of things. So things up north in... Yeah, he is, right? So things heading up north. What is there? There is Killer Stealth Animal in Hinterlands. There's Stanley. That's about it. I'm surprised that
it's pretty dry.
I'm surprised that neither of these went for like receive above, hug, kiss for a random player. I'm surprised that none of them are heading towards Barons, taking a boat, taking another boat. You know, there's a few options there.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
There is also Become Feared in Hinterlands. So Hinterlands has the stealth dogs, the stealth wolves. It has Stanley. It also has Pet Stanley, as you mentioned. So there is 3 squares there, but there's not enough to even get him on drawing level with Jen, which is 7 to 3 at the moment. That would put him 7 to 6 if Jen does nothing. I think this
the
is...
issue with... The issue with the fears is just that the fears, when you're outside of Outlands, they always have to be physical, right? Because every magical fear is just going to resist. So if those wolves have a physical fear, then it's more feasible to go for. But it's also very niche game knowledge. I don't think, like, even I wasn't aware that there are fearing wolves in the hinterlands.
No, not fearing wolves, stealth wolves.
Oh yeah, you mentioned feared.
Yeah. There is creatures that do fear. I think mostly like the people on the way up to the temple. But again, like you said, it is magic, so
yeah.
He has to pet Stanley. As soon as he's pet Stanley, he can then walk away from this. And anything other than a pet will not be accepted because we do not abuse dogs. Good job. Apart from core hounds, which are completely different, we pat them and then kill them.
Yep. So now it's 4 to 8. This is looking like a lot more balanced game. Obviously, Jenariz is still leading by double the points, but this is much more of a game than the previous one was. And obviously, that is just because Jopsky kind of used the first game to find his footing, whereas Jenariz is bolstered by his experience. I think he has played 3 games before this series, and he has more or less watched a lot of them.
Mate, if Jen's not in the game with me, I'm quite worried that he's okay. So at this point, I think he's watched most of the games, which I love. I love having people come in and enjoy the game with me. It's very nice. So thank you so much, Boris, for coming in and commentating this one. It's great to have you.
Yeah, honestly, this whole... I wish I could catch every game. Obviously can't always be there, but when I am here, it's always such a pleasure. Watching these games is so fun. Playing this game is nerve-wracking and fun. It's just all around a whole fun event.
I mean, as someone that's played, you've only just recently played. You've been looking forward to playing for quite a while, leading up to your game victory 2-0 against Morph just recently. Tell me what it's like in the position. So if you were to tell me like what it's like at the start of the game, going into the 3 minutes where you're like preparing to actually then going on for the hour, playing these events out. Talk me through like your mindset beginning to end.
The mindset is just that, first of the aspect of stress. The stress curve is very linear, going from up to down as the game keeps going on. You're most stressed about the start and how perfect it's going to be, how much you get the easy tasks, how much you get sniped, how much tempo you build. And from there, you can kind of actually start patting and finding your footing, tracking your opposition, and then like the stress keeps washing off. But I think the most stressful part is when that 180 seconds pops onto your screen, and you actually start the very first process of patting, which is the most critical part of the game, because the person who connects the easy ones faster and more efficiently tends to always have the lead.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you feel like getting a head start's like the most important thing then, by the sounds of things.
Yeah. It's very, very important to just get
Jopsky!
freebies.
Oh, he just got the vote. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, it's obviously when you get on the board fast, you're putting pressure on the opposition and getting it off yourself.
I feel like when we play, obviously we're doing an expedition match, me and you, against each other at some point. That'll be very interesting because you're a very good player, probably the favorite of the competition right now, to go against someone like me who has never played, obviously doesn't really practice these things like you do. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see who wins. I do think you're going to win. Obviously, if me and you ever win against each other, the host is not always the best. In fact, often not. The host is normally the worst. That's why they're the host. So it'd be very, very interesting to see how me and you go against each other. But at the end of the day, it's all for fun, and that's what I'm looking forward to, just trying it out and seeing what these players actually experience. We haven't got any of the players in. Let's get Jopsky in.
Sounds like a plan.
Oh,
Hey, Jopsky, mate. Honestly, doing a much better game than game one. How's your emotions going at the moment? Obviously, I see the banter in guild chat. Love that, by the way. Keep that going, please. It's great entertainment. So, what's your plan at the moment? What's going through your mind?
I think like 5 more games and I will be on to him.
Yeah, sure. So we do best of 10.
Yeah, maybe this one. Yeah, and okay, I'm about to do a Cryo beaten course and kill by only Longshore.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Then I want to go another boat.
Yeah. So then you should 2 boats, yeah.
And then I have some more skill there. I'm not sure if I will do both immediately because I'm scared.
Okay, so what do you think he's doing right now?
Uh,
If you were to tell me, if you had £100, $100, whatever your currency is, 100 of it, what would you say Jen is currently doing right now?
the same thing as me again.
He's always doing the same thing as you. Okay, so you think he's currently in the Barrens, flying towards Ratchet, taking your boats?
Yeah, something like that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, when you watch this game back, you'll find out whether or not you're right or not. But mate, you're landing. Good luck. Enjoy, and we'll speak to you soon.
Good luck.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Wars. There you go. He's muted. Yeah, I always love that. I always love asking where they think the other person is.
Yeah, it's a nice window to their thought processes in this game. So I like that for sure. And I really like that Jopsky is still kicking, still passing, still thinking ahead.
Yes,
He's
great.
not taking a no for answer here. He's gonna fucking keep on jogging on all the way to the end, and I really
love
like that because it creates a game. It still is a game, and it's really fun to watch Jopsky constantly improve. Kind of like every obviously every game is just it's the second game, but pretty much by every 10 minutes, his batting is getting better, his thought process is getting better. So very, very interesting to watch what it would be like after those 5 games, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And Jen just given me, I can see him there in the chat. He was going to whisper me there to see if he had confirmation on getting the Bangladesh. And yeah, it doesn't matter if it's dead or alive. At the end of the day, all the task is actually to salute Bangladesh. So, and there's a reason why we did that. Is because often not when you get there it is dead. So I wanted to make sure that it was an accessible square, whether it was dead or alive. And yeah, now he moves on to the next sort of square. So I'm just trying to wonder like what Jen's plan is. He's not ridden any boats, so we can't really get 2 boats ticked off. He has killed an air elemental, so all he needs to do is find an earth elemental. I don't think there's any near him at this moment in time. There's no melee 70 mobs to death. There's no nightmare emerald dream dragons. Go on, I think you've got an idea.
Yeah, I think I can tell exactly what he's looking to do.
Tell me.
So he's killed an air elemental, and you can see one of the. So he needs an earth elemental for that square, and he wants to go to sitting. What was it called? I'm blanking.
That's right, mate.
The burning steps. What? Why am I blanking like this? Let me open the world map. Searing Gorge. Searing Gorge. Wow. So, as you can see, there's an Incendisaurus and Bactera square as well. So he's going to look to chain those by killing Bactera. He's going to go to Searing Gorge, and from there he's going to find both Incendisaurus and an Earth Elemental, getting a 2-in-1 deal. And from there, he has the avenue of playing Gnomergun. He has the avenue of playing social tasks. Yeah, a lot of things he can do.
I shouldn't really message Jen.
It's an undermation. Let him have it. Let it rip.
I'm just gonna say let it rip. I shouldn't really be influencing the games, but knowing where the 2 players are right now, I think it's okay. This poor Horde player, it's not fair at all. Let's see if Jen has the heart. Oh no! Okay. The good old mind control. He didn't get far enough. I think he's actually going to let him go.
Just a bit of banter. Okay, Jopsky has found the beaten corpse, and he has already killed Baron Longsword, so he's going to give information to Jenariz as to where he is, and it's not going to affect Jenariz at all, but it's information, you know.
Information's key in this game. Like, if you knew exactly what the other person was doing, I think this would really change the game completely. To the point where you'd almost go the opposite way, wouldn't you? I think.
Yeah. Or sniping as well.
Or sniping, yeah. Do you think you can beat this person to it, whether you're paladin with the 20% increase, or are you a class that can kill things quicker? You know, these are all factors that if you knew where the opponent actually was, could change the direction of where you go. So Jenariz ended up not killing the poor level 37 undead mage, 36.
My God.
Very disappointing.
He found Bactera.
Yeah.
So he's scouting around, and it's right there. He's going to get that done, and then he's going to beeline for probably Rebel Camp on level 3, 67, 20, 20 half pro skater spin there. And from here, it's probably Rebel Camp is closer, but we'll see if he opens this map up. Or how crazy would it be? Nah, he wouldn't. He wouldn't take a Zeppelin for the lols.
Mate, I hope he takes the Zeppelin. Not gonna lie, I want to see someone do the Zeppelin. The Zeppelin is some... Wait, there is no
There's
Zeppelin.
no Zeppelin. That's why it would be for the lols. Because he's running towards the Horde camp.
If he takes the Zeppelin without it being a square, where no one with the square of taking the Zeppelin is taking the Zeppelin, that would be absolutely brilliant, and I'd absolutely love it. However, I think what he's going to do is go to Booty Bay and take the Rapture boat. Yeah, he already is.
Yeah. Otherwise, he would be running
He'd be going east
towards Searing.
West.
Yeah, Rebel Camp. Yeah. I think he would otherwise go Rebel Camp fight path.
Here's the second boat for Jopsky. They might meet up if they're on the same layer.
What was the first boat?
The first boat was to Theramore. No? Or was this the first boat?
I think he took a boat to Ratchet, no?
Let me ask him. Was your first boat? Again, this is another thing. Is a different boat Ratchet to Booty Bay to Ratchet, or is a different boat like literally a different boat?
Like he went to Theramore. Okay.
No, he didn't.
Nice.
Yeah,
Then this
okay.
counts. Nice.
Yeah, I thought so.
Okay, great.
So I thought he went to Theramore, but then when you said that he didn't, it then put doubts in my mind, and I was like, oh, maybe he didn't. So I'm so glad.
Yeah, well, I wasn't sure.
That's why we can ask these players, and obviously we hope they'd always be honest.
Jopsky tell him the magic words, and the boat goes forward. It started moving the moment he said go. So let's look at, there's no bingo avenue, so Jopsky's just gonna have to take this by points. I'm interested to see what actually is the plan of Jenariz, because why is he going towards... Oh, you know what, he's batting for the boats. Now he realizes it. His plan was to go Ratchet into Menatil into Wetlands, then into Searing Gorge. That's the only reason why he would be running towards Booty Bay, right?
I think so. I think obviously you've got the Earth Elemental that is a center square that does put a lot of pressure onto Jopsky with the melee 70 mob to death. So maybe you just go for the Earth Elemental at this point just to get that sort of bingo threat. Yeah, but then it would be very... Then you've also got the Indosaur / Bacteria. So then you've also got another square there, so that puts you 12 to 6. Then he needs one more, really. Like,
I think Gnome Regan is the final square for him after Searing Gorge.
Yeah, so there's your route. There's your 3 squares. Plus it threatens bingo. I think that's what I would do if I was in Jen's shoes. Yeah, 100%. Whatever happens, I just want to say, Jopsky has improved massively between this game and last.
Very much so, yeah. Who's gonna mind control this priest of the boat? I already know. I'm mind visioning Jenariz right now. He said, okay, watch this. I know what's... Yeah, this son of a gun.
Okay. The amount of times I've done this on my Shadow Priest, it's always a good laugh. This priest is
the
fuming.
misery. Oh, the
What would top it off
misery.
is if he dotted him. But
I know he felt ashamed and disgusted doing that. He hates PvP so much. He hates getting griefed.
yeah, we don't. We love it.
Yeah.
He hates me, but he's a priest, so he has to understand. He has to forgive, my friend. Yeah, he has to forgive. You're fine, is what I'm replying to him. Brilliant, love that. Wait, what's Jopsky whispering here? So he's basically saying, "You here?" Question mark.
Yeah, he's really trying to get the social aspect done.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, why not? Although he was over towards like Luke, Chard, Razormain, Wand, Shield, Backstabber / Shredder, Grenzo. There's a lot of mobs over that way. I think there's even Earth and Air Elementals over there. So there's a lot of squares over the other side of the continent that you could quite easily go to and pick up. Become feared, not so much. Indusor, no. Indusor's only on one location. If you know, you know. Yeah. It's a difficult... Like I said, this game's definitely going to slow down. And it has.
Yeah. I think it's going to be like a slow crawl to the last 13 points.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of fears, I am right now testing the terror totems at Witch Doctors. And it's working for me, so it's very interesting. Maybe it's something to do with like melee versus caster.
I think it's melee versus caster. I think in the program of WoW, they've made it against like certain classes. It does it more against than other classes, because if they put down a totem against the ranged class will probably just walk away. So therefore, they don't prioritize it, and I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I think so. Has to be at least. Right, so we see Jenariz now landing in Terramore Isle, and he's going to take the boat, and he's going to go to Searing Gorge.
This is his second boat. Doesn't matter. But
yeah, it doesn't matter. But it's still probably faster than flying from Booty Bay.
Yeah, 100% it is.
Look at Jopsky. Look at Jopsky.
He got a hug.
He's begging for it. He got the hug.
He got the hug.
Did he get the... Yeah, he got the point. He's on board.
There you go. 10-7. Getting close. I can feel Jen shaking his boots. Let's get Jopsky in this Discord and give him some words of encouragement. Obviously, we always want to see Game 3. Staying completely neutral here. I mean, I personally always want to see Games 3. So let's see what he said. I mean, I say stay neutral. I always want the loser to win. I say loser very lightly, as in the person who's losing to win.
The underdog.
The underdog. That's a better word of saying it. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, I've got a reply. He said sec. No problem. I don't want to say anything, because if he unmutes and we say something, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting on bated breath.
Okay, now, okay.
My man doesn't know how to hack.
We saw that.
Honestly, mate, game 1 to game 2, big difference in gameplay from you. Well played.
Yeah, thank you.
10-7 right now.
The fuck is this bacteria?
So
is this still...
you're going for bacteria right now. Tell me what your thought pattern is.
Bacteria, and then we go for Incendon Sour, whatever, and then I have no idea anymore.
Love that. Okay, so you're going for Incendisaur into Bacteria, or Bacteria into Incendisaur, and then after that, you're sort of just going to freestyle. What do you think Jen's coming? Like, again, I love asking this question. I know you're about to mount up and run, so I'm not going to keep you long. Where do you think Jen is right now in the world? Like, obviously, I love asking this because when you watch it
I
back,
mean, is he doing dungeons or something? Because I haven't seen him do anything for a while.
okay, so you think he's the so if you were to give me like 100, if we were to have 100 gold bet on this right now, what do you think he's currently doing?
He's farming mining in Outland.
Okay, no worries. Put yourself on mute, mate, and I'll speak to you soon.
Because he wants to see third round, so he has more experience for the next game. Motherfucker is insane.
So what you're telling me is he's purposely losing the game so that he can then get more experience for the next game.
Yeah, these Finnish guys, all of them are alcoholics, and this is how they think, you know.
I love that. Okay, brilliant. Stick yourself on mute, mate, and we'll speak to you soon.
Good luck.
Okay, good. Bye bye.
Absolutely incredible. I love that. As a Finnish
Spirits,
guy,
yeah.
what do you make
Spirits
of that?
are high. I don't. It's a common stereotype. I don't necessarily fall into it, but who knows? Jenariz might.
What I think is
Oh, he's
funny.
trying to get the invite. He's trying to get the invite too. Oh, he got the invite.
He got the tag. He got the tag. Yeah, that counts.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that does count. Yeah, 100%. Yep. Yeah. So Jopsky got the tag of Bacteria. He's now heading over to Incendisaur. Obviously, that's exactly where Jen is heading. So again, very interesting. I don't know how this happens, but 50 minutes into the game, they're doing the same task again, even though there's 2 in Barons. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
What's also interesting is the fact that he knows that Jen hasn't marked any spots on the square, but I don't think he has the confidence to go, yeah, I've sniped that.
Yeah, at this point, Jopsky doesn't really have the luxury of thinking whether to snipe or not. I think he just has to play the fastest points possible right now. Luckily, he managed to dodge that under rogue ganker. Thank God. There's another one and he's getting open. Oh my lord, these guys. Please get to safety, Jopsky. Get out of there. Don't like this.
Oh no! This rogue is trolling everyone. I've heard my dad complain about this guy.
Yeah, it's people like this who think that they're like a character in Barnaby's video series. Oh, they just do nothing but this. It's so weird.
Oh no, just fear! Yes, he got the fear, but he got the trinket, Oh, he's dead. With the graveyards. No, it's not that far. Okay.
Nah, it's very close. Not what you want to see, and he's also gonna see himself get sniped from the square and
that's good
squares
though.
On the bingo board.
I tell you what, this has actually worked in his favor. He might not think this right now, but the fact that he hasn't started flying, and if it gets sniped before he starts flying, is actually a good thing.
I don't think it's gonna happen though, because
no, me neither.
He's in the process of finding the Earth Elemental here, so okay, the rope is gonna open on this guy who just took the flight path. He's gonna have to click this fast. Okay, he's out, but he's now flying to Thorium Point, while Jenariz is already in Searing Gorge.
Yes,
Every Magma Elemental is dead here though. So he's gonna have to layer here, but he hasn't layered in this competition yet.
He hasn't. Do you think that's something that Jen's missing out on?
Yeah, for sure. If he use layers more to his advantage, there's been some parts already where layering would have been beneficial, much like the Bacteria search, for example, previously in this game. So
do you think
that's something that he wants to add? to his repertoire.
Yes, that's what I was going to ask. Do you think it's just something he needs to add? I think as the competition goes on and players are going to get smarter about like the squares and more savvy to what's going on in the games. Here you go, you found one. I feel like this is definitely something that he could adapt and add, is whether or not to layer to try and get these squares complete faster. Because I mean, if Jopsky was in the area and had sniped that from him, he'd be kicking himself, going, "Oh, I should have layered."
Yeah, for sure. Jenariz is back on the board after 18 minutes.
A long time. Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, it's slowing down this one. And there's no fast points after this. Getting to Nomregan first boss. I mean, when you zone in, you're already almost at the first boss. You just drop down, but the problem is getting the Nomregan is quite a hassle because you have to fight the Iron Forge and run from there, and yeah, that's gonna take pretty much the rest of this board's time. I think that's gonna be
picked 2 off very quickly.
Yeah, and now Jopsky saw it.
How Arsenal? I'm gonna put like you. No, I'm not gonna put like you because I'm not horrible.
That's fucked up.
I'm not.
That's fucked up.
I don't know if they're winning or losing, but I felt like that was a funny comment to make. That's definitely fucked up. So let's not add that. Obviously, Jopsky, if you're watching this back, feel free to give me shit in guild. I completely don't mind, it'd be justified.
Really... giving him the scoop here.
You don't want to know.
I think this is going to path towards Nomregan if he now has the key.
Yeah.
So if he has the key to Lokmodan, that might save him a slight amount of time, maybe. No, probably not. Actually,
well, there's only 6 minutes.
Much. Yeah, this is gonna run its course. Honestly, I think he's not even gonna get to Nomregan.
So I feel like Jopsky really improved. I feel like he's our second best improved player. The best improved player goes to typical, I would say. Obviously, game 1 to game 2 to game 3, taking 2 off Jen in the last 2 games out of 3. That was incredible. Like, I really did not expect that whatsoever. I don't think Jen expected that. Like, it was just insane how much he improved over the 3 games. You can really see Jopsky really improving over these 2 games that we've watched from game 1 to game 2, and I feel like
now. Next
time, oh, no. I feel like going into, if he ever plays this again, I hope he does, because he wasn't a player that actually signed up. If he's a player that plays this again, I really hope that he does play it again, because I feel like he has a better understanding and it is really improving and is a great character to watch.
Yeah, the potential is there for sure.
But it's not even the potential of his gameplay. He's very charismatic, isn't he, as a person?
Yeah, for sure. It's always a pleasure raiding with the guy in Karazhan as well.
Which I don't have the luxury of very often. In fact, I've only raided with him once. So, yeah, you're right, it was a pleasure. So, yeah. Definitely want to see him back into Bingo Brawlers one time or another in the future. So, Jopsky, if you're hearing this, mate, sign back up. I mean, you didn't sign up in this one, but sign up in the next one.
Or we'll drag you there.
We'll drag you there, that's right. Whether you like it or not, you're joining the next one, mate. 12-7. Obviously, Jenariz, I think, is going to get this one with only like 5 minutes remaining. There's nothing really to say. 4 minutes left.
Yeah, it's just enjoy the show. Like watch the characters move. Yeah, I guess we can kind of go into some post game analysis before the time's up. For example, we can think about what happened in the early game. What was the what made the difference in the early game. I believe. Do you remember what was Jopsky's early routing? He went for the Warp Stalker, and then from there
Yeah.
he was kinda aimless for a hot minute until he found the line of going towards Kurenai. I think that was his first ticked off board. But the fact that he didn't immediately go there obviously meant he lost tempo. He lost the Terrorcar tasks. So yeah, I think if the early game was more tight, this could have been a very evenly matched game, right? Like all the way to the end. I think we are just seeing the ripple effects of this strong early game that Jenariz got.
This game could have been played differently if Jopsky would have known that the Warp Stalkers was invisibility, not stealth. Again, a difference there. That's something that you don't necessarily know just by not playing. You know by playing, right, and figuring it out. So experience tells you now that if he knew that from the start, he could have planned his route a little bit differently. Maybe raced towards Tracala and seen who got that first. Obviously, I think Jenariz would have probably still topped it at that point, given the fact that he has the riding crop. And then maybe pathing towards Shadow Moon Valley, like I mentioned, to get feared. The Eye of Grillock, the painting. There's all these things that could have sort of like slotted into each other, and they could have literally been racing on all of them. Or you could have played it completely differently and just stayed in Shatra and got a stranger to train, got someone to buff, hug, kiss you. You could have then maybe got the Kurenai rep if it wasn't taken, but then maybe gone straight over towards, Classic WoW and started the Classic WoW stuff, because there is quite a lot of Classic WoW here.
For sure.
And just given up Outland altogether and just done the social / Classic WoW tasks.
Exactly, as long as he had a line to follow immediately, as opposed to wasting the first, arguably 4 minutes. I think that would have been the difference maker there.
A lot of things to take away from game 1, game 2, and it's just before we finish, just have a look at what Jopsky's saying here, because I love the social tasks as much as I know Jenariz hates them. What did he say there? I missed it. He said something. Come on, shout it again.
He's trying to get someone to fear him, or I'm not sure.
If you don't fear me outside Stormwind, which he can't do because there's not enough time. So he's putting like threats out there in the world right now.
yeah, it's a negotiation tactic for sure. An effective one, I wouldn't be so sure, but it might work. Also, looking at the casino bots, imagine like a task was to make 3 gold or get traded 5 gold, and someone just went and fucking chucked their money into the casino bot.
Oh, fuck this shit.
Good game.
I'll just get Jen to unmute. As soon as Jen's unmuted, we will go through post-analysis and go through the interviews. But keep your streams going, please, if you wouldn't mind, just for the stream. Appreciate both of you massively. You played it out for the full hour, so well played to both of you. Jenariz, congratulations, you are through to round 2 after a goal in 2 games there. Obviously, as fashion goes, we go to the person that lost first. So Jopsky, mate, tell you what, I think charismatic award goes to you. You are the most charismatic player we've had in this competition so far, so thank you so much for playing. Obviously, you did lose this one against Jenariz. It was always a tall task going against Jenariz, though. How do you feel about it? Did you have fun?
Oh, yeah, sure. Why not?
No, I hated every minute of it.
Nah, it was fun. It was fun. I just wish, if everybody would be unprepared, it would be much funnier. But I guess this was fun as well.
So, because he's finished, it's a lot less fun.
Yeah. And I know he has a vodka next to him, so
Jen, confirm or deny? Do you have a vodka next to you?
Well, it's not next to me, but pretty close.
I rest my case.
So obviously, Jopsky, I tell you what, game 1 to game 2, big difference. I really saw you come alive in game 2, and I thought, wow, you know, there's a massive difference here in terms of like you've improved so much. I feel like the starter square that you chose about getting a stealthed mob really messed your game flow up, and I'm so sorry about that. Obviously, we do have to stay consistent here. Visibility is not stealth.
Yeah,
So
I know these mobs, and I thought I had them. Ah, I would do the other thing otherwise.
So
Yeah,
what would you have
never
done?
mind.
So out of the tasks that you can see on the board right now, like if you knew what I told you at the start, what would you do differently this time? Like with this current board?
I have good luck.
Okay, you'd
I
go
would
straight
go.
to I.
No, I would go Korean first, then Bangladesh, and then I have good luck.
Bangladesh.
Yeah,
But that's in
Bangladesh, whatever.
but that's in classic. So how would you do that?
No, oh no! I thought. Oh fuck! Wasn't it the one in the Sangamash?
No, Bangladesh. That's I think you're thinking
Boglash,
of
you're thinking of.
Boglash.
Oh my god! Okay.
Yeah.
Then. Yeah,
So you'd have lost that game as well. Okay, so we're doing a new game. And you knew them two that it would be Kurenai rep into Grillock. Is that right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Well, mate, honestly, I hope if you.
Also, I could have got cleared. I think I should have queued for the battleground and went inside and get cleared from someone and leave battleground.
So there's actually something that he did this game that was a bit controversial that I do want to talk about, because obviously I want to make sure this is all transparent. It's currently recording still at this moment in time, and I don't know whether to allow this or not. Obviously, as players, maybe you guys can tell me if this should be allowed. Okay, so Jen, Jopsky, this is to both of you. Jopsky, during the event, he went to Medivh. To get to Medivh, you have to join a group, therefore create a raid group. He then left the raid group in Karazhan, which then allowed him to ghetto Hearthstone. Now,
I mean, that's not a Hearthstone.
Now,
but okay, it's a bit on the shady side, yeah.
Now, normally we don't allow ghetto Hearthstones unless there is a rule that if an event like log out, create a level 2 character, or race to the inn, then you could technically go into a dungeon, log out in the dungeon. That would ghetto half you when you log back in, because you've then created a level 2 character or race to an inn, right? I am on the fence at the moment whether to not allow what you did, Jopsky, for future games. As obviously, Jopsky, you got away with it this time because we've never seen it happen, and I always allow the first thing that happens to happen, because obviously I don't want to stop live games midway. But Jen, Jopsky, tell me honestly, what's your opinion on that? Do you think that should be allowed for future games?
Probably not, because it can be abused.
I think that falls in the category of ghetto Hearthstone, so I wouldn't allow it myself.
Okay.
But you are the boss, so whatever you say goes.
Mate, honestly, I like to always get the player's contribution into consideration, and I think the general consensus of this is that it shouldn't be allowed. So I think going forwards, what you did, Jopsky, wouldn't be allowed, but because you were the first one to do it, mate, you got away with it, and that's basically how this game works. Obviously, there's a lot of things people will do that I just don't think of. I didn't think of doing that about the raid group, so I think going forwards that won't be allowed. But no, thank you for showing me that technique, because I didn't even think of it, to be honest. So yeah, Jenariz, congratulations, round 2, mate. You got there in the end. Took you 5 games, but here we are. I say that in jest, obviously. How do you feel, mate?
Fantastic. I found some new things to do. I had fun with the priest. I was chilling in the boats.
We saw you mind control someone off. Warriors thought that you would be feeling quite guilty about that. How do you feel? Do you feel ashamed of yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, a bit, but I still
That's why he has vodka.
Jenariz, obviously, you had a lot more practice in Jopsky. I mean, from game 1 to game 2, how do you feel that Jopsky performed?
I think there was a big performance, like upgrade from the first match, and I can well contact or whatever the word is. But I think Jopsky, you probably were a bit like not shaken, overwhelmed probably by the board at the start, and that's why the first round probably was a little bit of a slow burn. But yeah, there were definite improvements on the board on the second round, and of course this was an uphill battle for you because of the experience I have already gathered, which made it a bit unfair.
Yep.
What do you think of Picasso over here getting the woes on the paintings?
Yeah,
I don't know, man. The man knows every painting in Azeroth.
I just have a big place in my heart for those paintings.
Jopsky, obviously the game might not be over for you if someone drops out. You're actually next in line to take the place. So you never know if you want to take the place of someone that drops out in the future. If that ever does happen, who knows? Might happen, it might not. I hope you do join and I hope next time when I was saying this in the recording, at the end of the game of game 2, if this event ever happens again, I hope to see you sign up, dude, because really it was a pleasure watching you play. I feel like like I said, you're charismatic, your personality just shines through, and the game 1 to game 2 is such a great improvement. So please, if this ever happens again, Jopsky, please sign up because you were great to watch.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
I take my days off from work to no life it, of course.
Well, mate, it didn't
Bingo.
seem like you missed much with the Arsenal game, so you know.
What's the score? What's the score, man?
0-0 apparently. That's what Roram said. So who knows? But I mean, that guy's fucking
Yeah,
from Norway, so you can't.
Ooh.
No, not Norway, Belgium. So you can't trust them.
Yeah, but Bayern and the Real are playing in this game. Yeah, okay.
Good game, mate. I'm going to stop recording now, but appreciate you both. Jane, congratulations, round 2. You're against Chapters. Before I end this recording, actually, tell me, what do you think about Chapters? I heard he's been doing a bit of practicing himself. How do you feel that game's going to go?
Chapter's been practicing, I see.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Battle of the Titans.
So let me tell you what Chapters have been doing. Just to, I'm not going to ruin obviously all his tactics and stuff. Like that's not what I'm going to do. But Chapters has been taking screenshots of each Belirious Bingo Brawlers game and actually playing the games out himself. So it'll be very interesting with the prep that you've done, the prep that he's done, to see how you two fare against each other. I think round 2 is going to be really interesting.
Yeah, well, I can say I have done the exact same thing.
I know. That's why I think it's going to be so interesting, because you both are just like nerds about the game, and I love that. And I feel like it's going to make a great round 2 for both of you to see who goes through.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I can't wait for that match.
All right. Well, good night, both of you, and thank you so much for playing.
GG's,
Good
guys.
night. Thank you for hosting.